Now we move on, ladies and gentlemen, to another subject of the day, and I'd like you to stay put a little bit. Listen attentively to this part here. Now this happened in Nkambe. Let me give you a little heads up, a little background there. This chief, I don't remember the name, but ignore the name, but you will see him. This chief went out and carried out libation, and you will see the libation exercise. He conducted a libation in his home village in Nkambe. Now, the libation was intended to kill Ambazknian Restoration Forces. And you will listen to him in his own testimony. He is saying that La République du Cameroon has actually supplied him with an army that will protect him as he fights against Ambazknian forces. Unfortunately, his is a libation gone fatally wrong. It is not the Ambazknian Restoration Forces who have been killed by his libation. It is he himself, now dead, ladies and gentlemen, now dead, out of his own libation. This is what they call karma. Listen to him.
I've been worker for all church. I talk for them, say, man will come from village from Ba, man no John Amber. I tell them so, yeah.
Okay, Tada, you need to wait after all organized today. Why Tada organized?
So, I can this meeting, because as she said, this is what development not come for that. That the thing, I cannot this meeting. I call the Buwat when the devil come back. I call all people, I call all phone. How will I call them so? Say many of them sit down. Be together to follow Buwat. That the thing I call the meeting. Say many of them follow this Buwat.
So that means school to go.
Yes. I talk say school. It must go because of what this picking the laws for nothing. Some the chief, some the Donga, some where nobody for marriage.
The other part says school must go. Some the thief, some the smoke banger. And of course you heard him there, but take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen, the libation that he actually carried out. And now the Ambazknian forces are now dead. I learned he died. I have a report from Comfort, who has some details about this story. But look at the libation. Take a look at it.
Even though you people, Vuamambuana, when I pray, when I touch you, when I pray, I touch you. Gracia, with our development, Bamambuana, Vim Tushe, Vim Nungo, without development, Mambuana, Vimambuan, I can't let Bohavi. But I can't Onungo, Maka would say, they never knew Mambuana.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you, including myself, will not understand what that chief is saying there. But essentially, he is conducting libation that will cause Ambazknian Restoration Forces in his town to die. Unfortunately, we just learned this morning that he himself is dead. I call it libation gone fatally wrong. But I'm joined by Comfort, who happens to come from that area and has some knowledge as to what is going on here. Comfort, good joining me.
Hello.
Please, Comfort,
Hello,
please turn down the volume of your set. Turn down the volume of your set, please.
Yes, it is done. Can you hear me now, please?
I can hear you now. Go ahead. Tell us what is happening here, please, with this man. First of all, let's know the village he's coming from in Nkambe.
All right. Hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening, and thank you for inviting me here this evening.
Thank you.
I greet you all, fellow Ambazknians. This is Comfort here. Yeah, just what you were listening to, I want to make a quick summary of what he was saying out there, right?
Okay.
He says, because where they are, that was in Mbuwat. So what is a very large village in the Wimbum clan of Donga, Mantung County. So Mbuwat, all of them standing there, they are the funds, they represent the funds. So what he says, he speaks on behalf of the kings, the chiefs, the funds that make up the entire Wat. He says, we, the funds of Mbuwat, will stand against any evil brought to this land by these people. He said, these children, these boys, they go around, they steal money, they kill people, and they disturb our lives. We stand against any evil that they bring to this land. And anybody who brings evil onto our land is going to die. You know, first of all, he says things that are not correct because Amber children do not steal. He says they bring evil and they are going to die. We, the funds of what we're against any of those activities, and whoever does that is going to die. Secretary Chris, you were right to say libation goes wrong. Now, this is what happens. This is Wimbum land. What happens in Wimbum land is that a lot of things went wrong. The word wrong is what is happening here. Watch him where he is standing. Normally, libation in Wimbum land is not done by the king. There are particular notables in the village who are designed to carry out to pour libation. And secondly, libation is not being done wearing shoes. That would mean you are snubbing the gods, you are disrespecting the gods of the land. He wears shoes where he is standing. And secondly, again, libation is never based on falsehood. So when you go and pour libation, you pour libation, you are like sending curses or sending evil out of the land. And when you send out libation, you send the spirit out there to chase the evil. The spirit goes out, they do not come back without executing their assignment. So the spirit was sent out to the wrong person because it was based on falsehood. That is where you, Secretary Chris, come up with the topic, libation goes wrong, because everything actually went wrong. It was based on falsehood. Amber boys are genuine and they do not kill people, they do not steal money, and they are doing the right thing. Secondly, he is the wrong person to do it. And thirdly, he is doing it on wrong premises, wearing shoes. All right? That is not just what is the problem here, Secretary Chris.
Don't you think, Comfort, that also the gods are angry or were angry against him?
Of course, that is exactly what I am saying. If I did not say so, then I was planning to say that. The gods are definitely angry because he is doing everything wrong. Number one, you are not the one to pour libation when things go wrong. And secondly, things did not go wrong and you went ahead and poured libation. Thirdly, you pour libation wearing shoes. That bembe shoe, the way we are not even correct shoe, you know. So those things, all of the things that he's doing there are wrong. Everything based on falsehood. So he could only find himself where we say he is today.
Now, tell us, when did he die?
So I cannot say exactly when, but it's very recent because I hear he traveled to Pakistan also one of these days and came back with fever. So the one you see now is the one he did about a year ago. Then recently, about 2 weeks ago, he poured another libation. So I hear that there was a recent one that he just poured. So the gods are like, we have had enough. We have been patient with you enough, and this time around we are taking you along because we don't go out and come back for nothing. When you provoke us and you take us out, we need to do our job, and so you have to pay the price. All right, and so he had to pay the price, and so he is now. Let's pray he's in heaven, right? So apart from that,
no, he can't be in heaven unless somebody prayed for him at his deathbed.
Well, they don't. Well, let's keep that for now. Section now, nothing they were doing. What is happening here, right? This drama we are watching out here. The stage directors are not these people you see them act. They are just acting because these words have been spat into their mouths. Look at this papa standing here. The only grammar words when the Pado ever talk for a laugh now when he says, "We do not want Amber boys, we want development." They want development because that is what the greedy stooges of La République de Cameroon, the CPG and big wigs of Nkambe, of Wimbum land, are the people who are behind this. So the mayor of Nkambe, now as we speak, in Musa, and he comes from this village. Musa, who is the mayor of Nkambe, is from what? And so is from Wangri, this part is from Ba, this king who is standing here is from Wa, and the rest of the funds, they are the funds of that what, where Musa comes from. So he goes and teaches Pa. I don't know for how long he practiced to say development, just to come and say, we do not want war, we want development. So whoever is coming and fighting and stealing money should die. You right? You know? So they forget about everything, they ignore any other thing about tradition, and they put, they use the people who are weak, they're illiterate, they're old, they're feeble-minded, to push through their own agenda so that they remain in power which does not even exist, Secretary Chris.
Right. So tell me, what are these other funds and chiefs? What are you hearing from them? Are they saying anything about the death of their? The Nigerians call it is it Nogu or what are they saying?
Igwe.
The Igwe, the Igwes are the chiefs there. The Nogu is a man pouring libation, right? So what are the Igwe surrounding him saying? What are you hearing from them?
So far, I don't want to say exactly what they are saying because I don't know. But the truth, what I know exactly is that everything that he's doing is based on falsehood. And so the kings or the chiefs or the funds of other villages would have frowned. They would have said, this thing you are doing is not right. Because first, you are not the one who is supposed to do it. Secondly, you are doing it for a wrong purpose. And thirdly, you are wearing shoes doing this. It is never done anywhere, right? And so for Musa hides behind, maybe he hides behind, pushes him in front to do that and get him drive his agenda through. And there we go. Here is the king now. I am here sitting here announcing the disappearance. They say they don't die, they disappear. So that guy disappeared because he did a lot of wrong things.
All right.
That's a lesson.
Yes. It's indeed a lesson that we hope that not just the traditional doctors or the call them babalawos, not just what they do, but we hope that every chief and fund out there trying to rise against the will of the people and to stand on the side of La République du Cameroun, we hope that they learn from some of these things. Comfort, thank you for giving us these details. Good evening, sir. Good night, man.
Senator Chris, I'm sorry, 1 second. Before I go, can you hear me, please?
Yes, go on.
Yes, you know that this king, you remember about a year ago, there was one time that these La République de Cameroun soldiers, they meant business on disgracing our funds. And one of the funds of what? This place where they're pouring libation was beaten by La République de Cameroun, put behind a car boot, and transported to the cells in Binju in Nkambe. These same funds did not come out to say anything to decry that attitude, that act by La République de Cameroun. But here they are, they come out to say things against children that are doing the right thing and fighting for their rights. And there you go, libation goes wrong because everything went wrong. Thank you, Senator Chris. Thank you.
Thank you, Comfort. I don't know what profession you are into, but I know for sure you are not a journalist, but I think that's what you should be doing. Thank you. You are a good reporter.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that those chiefs and the funds and all the medicine people out there who think that they can take money from La Republic and rise up against the will of Ambazonia, against this independence quest, know that no, you cannot kick against what God has ordained. As we say in this struggle, that it is God ordained. It is God ordained. And so we want to believe that the rest of the people out there learn a lesson from that and not fight against the prick.